My name is Sanniz, and you probably know that already because that's why you might start to watch this. And this is a spontaneous one for vacation, so I'm just waiting now for someone to arrive. And it's my snack time soon too, so I thought I could do more than one thing at the same time. So I'm gonna see if someone shows up or not. See what we can talk about. I hope at least someone is showing up because it would be a little boring else. So I'm waiting. I know it's a little thing about those time zones, so it can be a little hard sometimes to catch up people. So I hope someone is showing up because I didn't say an exact time. I did put up in the community tab that is actually coming one. And I also said that I'm not going to do that much videos for the moment. If I do videos, it's during the vacation. I have the whole next week of work too. We didn't take any long vacation this time. So I'm just going to wait and see if someone shows up. Because it would be a little more fun if someone did. But I know that a lot is going on. It's midsummer week coming and a lot of people have already finish the schools, finish their jobs for the vacation time and that type of things. So I just hope that we can share a little moment together here on YouTube. And someone have come now, so I don't know who, but at least it's my first vacation day. I only have 9 days this time, and hopefully gonna have another vacation in September, October, but we haven't decided exactly the dates yet because I think we're gonna go away to UK this time, finally, after a lot of years. So at least there's no one that wants to talk with me that is watching. So yeah, I'm gonna wait and see if someone else is joining because it should be fantastic. Hello, John. Fantastic to see someone at least that is awake at the same time as me. It's noon here, so we are 1 hour ahead. So I just to say that it's my first vacation day of 9. Today we haven't done that much, just taking a little more chill on that time. And I had to save my nails too because they were rubbish after this week because it's been so tough at work, and I work with car parts and that completely kill nails. Someone else is here. Lucky Blake. Hello. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. A little tired and that type, of maybe a little depressive after the working week because a lot of things have happened at work, and they actually hit the group of us that actually do your work proper, but for some reason everything gonna be changed after vacation. We can't work the times we used to work now, so we're gonna have to go back to the ordinary day shift, and that gonna sucks because I wake up early. I want to get rid of the things, and yeah, and we're gonna see what they're gonna do. It's not up to me to decide a thing. I'm only there for the company, so if they decide something, they can do whatever they want as long as I work there, so it's not much I can do. How are you both then? Are you having a good time or what? Are you having vacation or planning on doing something? We're probably gonna go to IKEA tomorrow, and I know that English spoken people say IKEA, but Sweden and the most people in Europe actually said it like it should be because it's a Swedish company, IKEA. So we're gonna go there and buy a shelf so we can put a little more books in it and plan a little better for the area, because I need to go through my stuff in the basement too and see what I'm gonna give away. Yeah, we don't have that good weather either. Right now it's not raining. It said it should be raining all day and really heavy rain, but it's not that bad. But it's very cold outside. We haven't had that much warm. It's been between 3 or 7 degrees in the mornings, so that's freezing for being June too. So, and it was a bit rainy before too. So, and it's gonna come. And we were first talking about go to this pleasure place in Gothenburg with roller coasters and that type of things, but the weather is bad even in Gothenburg. So we're gonna wait with that type of things. But we have some things we want to go and see, but we're gonna just play by the day, because today we're gonna do some things inside to clean the sofa proper, and that so we have it fresh and clean, because he could borrow stuff from his work for doing that, so that could be nice, because it's not like you can put the whole sofa in a laundry machine or something like that. So he actually bought real proper gear for it. Yeah, we have really bad weather too here, and very cold for the moment. I think it's very strange, because in the last weeks in May it was so warm, so I could wear shorts and everything like that, and now I'm freezing when I go out, even if I put on something on top. So I don't know what's going on, because I've been reading about all the flooding in other type of Europe, like Spain and that type of thing. Hello, but I'm not an emo. I'm a goth. I'm a goth. It's not the same. It's a different type of music. Really different type of music. So goth is that Sisters of Mercy, Fields of Nephilim, The Missions, The Cure, Sue and the Banshees, those type of band. One After Midnight, Susie Sabotage, you name it. Not emo, not at all. So, and but I do know that people are missing out. Oh, that sounds great that they do that, actually, for people that want to eat vegan too. I do think it's a good thing that people actually can choose what they want, because it might not just for the ethnical reason you need to go and eat another type of things. It can be for other type of conditions too. Maybe you want to have that type of option too, because sometimes it's much better for your body too. Myself is not a vegan because I have a lot of food allergies that is for the protein based, so I can't just rely on veggies and that type of thing. So I actually need to eat some eggs and meat and that type of things, but I'm not a huge meat eater anyways, but I eat animal protein. Thanks very much. It's actually loose hair. And the falls is actually bought from a shop. I think it was in UK I bought them. I forgot the name now, but I have done a video. I'm not sure how long back in time, because it's not this year, so it might be last year or the year before I bought it. So, and it's actually a false fringe too, because I wanted to see how it felt to have a fringe again, because when I was younger I did cut fringe. I did buy a loose fringe back then to see how I fitted in that one and liked what I saw. And when I had black hair, well, I often have this, at least around 2005 and 2006 it was my fringe, or like Americans say, bangs. So, but I do like to do this thing that you can actually do a fast makeover without having to do a lot, and I don't have a thick hair, but so I had to do the best of the situation. So I actually put on some Hairfalls, because I thought I was deserving that, to actually look a little better for a while. And my hair was not that fun looking today, because it needs to be washed, because I've been working. So, and I was too tired yesterday and too tired this morning too, so I thought I'll let it be summer morning. So are you having any summer plans or something, or going for hiking and that type of things? We might go to southern part of Sweden, but I think that's mainly for watching a museum there with aircrafts, more like fighter ones that are used in the army, and mainly probably the Swedish army, I guess, because it have to do with that type of things here. And then we might go up and look at another place too, a little more north, but more in the middle of the country. That is little old places, but we have to see. It depends on the weather too, because most of the things are even outside. So if the weather sucks, you don't want to be outside. But else we haven't done that big plans. We're gonna go to Gothenburg at least, because there are things we're gonna do there. And I know that Trevor wants to go there because they have a British shop there. Then he can buy little food and that type of things that is typically from UK. So he really loved to get some of that stuff too, and I do love some of the cookies too. Not that far this time. It's gonna be like driving with car maybe maximum 3-4 hours, I guess. And not all days either, because this is midsummer week now, so it's mainly gonna be Monday to Thursday we can do things. Thursday and Friday is not the optional type of things, and even if you go to places like there is some places this on an island, but then we need to know that we can come back from that island, and I don't know how the ferries is going when it's Midsummer Eve, because Midsummer Eve, if you go to Sweden, that is definitely the most popular party weekend ever, and the city's gone dead because many people go out on the countryside or to the ocean and that type of things and celebrate with friends, and it's a weekend when a lot of people get very drunk too and that type of things, but that's also when we dance around this big pole and everything and gathering and do all this crazy plays with jumping frogs, whatever you call it. Yeah, it's my favorite town, number one, and actually it have another nickname too, because it's a lot of English speaking people both from UK, US and Australia that lives there, and Ireland, so they call it for Little London, and it's a very nice town, not that full with stress if you compare with Stockholm, that is the capital, that is up more in the middle on the east coast, so they are much more stressed. It's much more expensive to go there, and they're a little up nose too. They think they're better than everyone else. I guess it's the same with people when it comes to like UK and London compared with the rest of the country too. So I think Gothenburg is a little more laid back, and it's actually a very coastal town too. It's the second biggest town in Sweden too, and it takes me around 30-40 minutes to drive there too in good situations too. But yeah, the name is the best, Gothenburg. But in Swedish we call it Göteborg. But it's actually from the history, because this area where I live is called Västra Götaland, and Göte and that is the type of people who live in a big area, so it's named after that type of people. So in English it's gonna be like some type of goth type of thing. So I guess I'm living in the best area for being a goth compared with that. So that's funny too. So I'm gonna have to start taking some of my protein shake. It's time for that, and it's from Value. I don't know if you have that in UK. I know that a friend of me tried to actually find it, but she didn't find that type of products in UK, but they actually sell it in other countries. I think they have it in US, but then it's like some of the Nordic countries here. And this one is only chocolate flavor too, and it's 25 grams with protein in it. So, and it's not that big. So if I take a whole of this, that is like a whole meal for me. So I'm gonna be very, very full. So sorry, but I have to do that because yesterday it was actually 9 months since my surgery too, and I can't really understand how everything works, because I haven't still dropping weight, but even if it goes much slower now, but I know it's big changing going on, so I don't know if I have how long I am from my lowest point before I'm gonna come to the point when I go up a little bit again where the body wants to be. So I don't know. I eat bigger portions than a lot of, or servings you maybe call it, than a lot of other people do, but I have my type of work and this protein I mainly go for. Of course I have my supplements I need to take twice a day. That is very important to take the rest of the life too, because I don't have a stomach that take care about that with the nutrition, so that's a thing you need to do when you have done this type of surgery too. Plus I need to eat more often, and I have to take a certain amount of time between drinking and eating too. But this protein shake is really tasty, so I don't really miss getting candy or something sweets, because those are so tasty. So I think that's actually save that type of thing when you actually want to eat that type of stuff. So yeah, but we have to see. I'm still trying to find different type of things. I try to do something that is similar to maybe eating ice cream, but a little more healthier. Then actually take all the berries or whatever you like, chop them in small bits, put them in form, and then you put on Greek yogurt and put that in the freezer. And instead of eating ice cream, and you can put little honey in it too, so you get a little more sweet taste of it, sweet flavor. So that is really yummy too, and then you can of course have fresh berries to it at the same time, and I think it's delicious too. So it's not like you have to miss eating that type of stuff either, or that. And I think ice cream nowadays, when you go out to a shop and gonna buy the one in pieces, they've been ridiculous expensive now too, so it's not really worth it. Yeah, it's a lot of planning. I can't just go out and rely on that I'm gonna find something to drink. I take my big water bottle with me, and one of those is like the half I'm gonna have. So I need to drink around two of them to have it good. Plus, I have to bring something to eat if I'm gonna be away, or at least something that I can put in like a snacks if I can't find a place where I can actually buy something to get in my belly, because else I can be sick or feeling very unwell. I haven't been in that state because I always fix something or be passing by some places and I said, we buy something here, so I got something in my system, so that should be good. But when it's vacation, that the vacation time is not for long, then you can be a little more sloppy with things. Oh, thank you very much. It was a must. And my biggest motivation was actually my really bad sleep apnea, because that was not fun and it's not good for the health and it's dangerous too. And even if I was treated and used the CPAP machine during the time, so it's not fun. It's not fun for your partner either. So because you feel like the elephant man and you need to be connected all the time when you're sleeping. So I was really happy that this was the main reason why I did this big change in life, and actually why I was so pro, because I was not heavy enough for just to wait to get it for free. It was missing some bit of the way before I was approved for that type of things, but because of my really bad sleep apnea I was approved and I was happy for it. And the first thing that disappeared was my high blood pressure, and then I finally reached the stage that actually my sleep apnea was healed. So I didn't need any CPAP machine anymore, and that was the best thing, to not have to sleep with that one. So that is actually the biggest win for me. So yes, losing weight, that is a bonus in a way, but you can lose weight in the same way even if you haven't done the surgery. If you try to eat and think the same way like people that have done the surgery, the only difference is that you can actually eat and drink at the same time and don't have to take supplements. But if you think of that, eat more per day meals, so you have like 3 main meals and then you have the snacks in between. Make them healthy, think of your eating, not too big portions, and drink enough. That is also important. Don't stress too much and sleep good. Then you might lose weight even without the surgery. I have a big cooling bag, like a rucksack, that actually fits all my things if I need to, and I can put in those ice cold clams in it too. So I do have a black one with my nickname on it. Hello, Janet. My vacation is going well. It's the first day. We haven't done that much today. We just been a little laid back, done a little shopping, not that much like we usually do on Saturdays for the week they're coming, because when you're on vacation, you're probably not going to eat in the same way at home. So we're going to be a little more open for buying things when we are away, because I don't want to have a lot of things in that is ready made and maybe have to throw it away when you haven't eaten it up in time, because I usually do a bigger cooking during the weekend and during the Sunday, and then I have for the most of the week. So but we're gonna start doing little things tomorrow, and then we have to see. And that's why I'm not having done any videos directly either. So because it's vacation, you shouldn't be forced to do videos. I'm not living on YouTube. YouTube is my hobby, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be someone that's gonna earn a lot of money on YouTube either, because it's very hard, and I'm not sure if I think it's worth it, and I don't think I want to have that pressure either to actually produce that much, and I'm not that good in making things in that type of quality that people maybe want to have that big numbers and watching hours too. It's the watching hours that is my main thing, that I don't have enough to even get monetized anyway. So, but I hope I can stay and have all the friends I have here, my little YouTube family, my YouTube goth friends and everything like that. You don't have to be goth to be a friend to me, as long as you accept me for who I am, and as long as you behave and everything with respect and that type of thing. So I'm gonna do the same back. So we're gonna see. We have some things we're thinking of doing, but because it's midsummer week, like I said before, it's a little harder, because you actually have to plan off the doors days that it's gonna be open, because Midsummer Eve is the biggest party weekend here in Sweden. Yeah, I don't like that pressure either. I don't think YouTube are making it even harder, because they want to put a label on you. They want to put you in a box. And I don't want to be a box person. I don't just want to do hauls or makeup and that type of things, or just goth things. I want to show that a goth can be everything it wants to be. It don't have to be just in one box. Of course, goth is a big thing of me, and that my person, my music taste and everything like that, and it's never gonna go away. Have a nice weekend, you too, John, and be safe. Bye. And thanks for watching. Yeah, so I think I'm not gonna change, because that's me. So if YouTube don't like it, it's not my fault, because I'm not just one label. I'm a lot of different things, and I'm probably gonna be more things in the future too, because you're gonna discover other things you want to do and that type of things too. So I just hoping that someday we can put everything together without having YouTube to say that no, we're not gonna keep you in the algorithm. You don't keep yourself in a box. I don't think that's stupid. Why should we just do hauls, or just makeup, or just the music, or just one part of things, or whatever it can be? Because goths can be everything. You can do hiking, you can do travels, you can do a lot of do it yourself. You can do something completely different that you didn't expect the person. Especially those close-minded people that think that goths don't do anything. They're just scary people that maybe pray to Satan or something, because that's what people think. They shout and Satanist after you, and all the other things. They think you're gonna go and trash the graveyards and everything. And even if you love the graveyards, that's a very nice place to be, and I respected that too. So I'm not gonna trash anything. It should be stupid. And I don't really understand why people think it has something to do with religion, because it's not. It's a music base. We have all type of religions. We even have people that are not religious. So why put a label on people that is the music base? It's the music that is the base. But then you can have your self-expression, and that self-expression you can have no matter what type of person you are. You don't have to be a goth to look a certain way, because it's up to you. You do yourself. And if you like what you see, then you do it right. Because that's what we should be. We should be happy to be ourselves, and not to try to fit in everywhere. And that's what I think is great with goths too, because we are very creative. And I say we because I haven't still found any goth that isn't creative. We are very creative persons, and that's the way it should be. And some people should be surprised actually in what type of works you can find us, because we are everywhere. And maybe my job is not that most glamorous, because I work in a warehouse. I work with car parts for 2 different brands, and maybe that's not what people expect goth to do, but that's the work I have, and it brings me money, and that pays my bills. Oh, thank you, Lucky. Yeah, and you be you too. Yeah, that's a good. At least they asked a lot of things, because it's better they asked and get to know you and don't just assume things how you are, because we are different. We are all people. We are our own persons, and I don't think it has nothing to do with where you are, which skin color you have, which religion you have, if you don't have a religion, what type of sex you want to be, or your sexuality, or whatever. It's just a shame that so many are using the label goth in a way that is not good, that actually harm people unnecessarily. And I think that's the way it's great that we have foundations like Sophie Lancaster Foundation and others that actually works to educate people that you should be able to be who you are. You shouldn't be afraid to go out and show who you are. And I think that's also a reason why I'm not always enjoy the thing around Pride Week. Not Pride itself, because I think that's a good thing, because they need to be safe and everything like that. They need to be one of everyone else. But I think it's gone a little too much commercialized. There's so many companies that try to take advantage of this time to earn money. But what do they really do for the people? Nothing. And if someone that works and they find out who they are, they're gonna meet problems, especially in some countries still where they're not too open about it. They can even have problems at my work, for an example, because I heard how people are talking about different people too. So that's why I don't talk so much with them. If they don't ask me, I'm not gonna tell them so much. They know I'm a little stranger. They know that I don't like the same music like them and that type of things. But we have working clothes there, so they can't really see. My luck is that they are black with white letters on the company's logo, so at least I keep the black. So that's a good thing, so I don't have to feel strange. I'm very happy that we don't have a pink working outfit or something like that, because that should be a complete nightmare for me. But like I said before, you don't have to be black dressed either to be goth. It's up to you. And you don't have to dress goth either, because just be you. Be you. That's the main thing. And I'm sorry if I'm drinking. It's still my dinner time or whatever. And I actually decided to take, if you didn't see that before, Janet, I'm drinking a protein shake. And it's a very healthy one too. So that's a very good thing. Especially in summer times, it can be good to not always have to eat warm meals either, because when it comes to summer and when it goes very hot, now it's not hot, but else I don't really like to eat very hot food before very late in the evening maybe. So it's actually good to have an alternative that actually works for me, and that I can bring easy with me in a bag too, if you just have a cooling clamp in it, so it keeps cold till I can take it. So it's very easy. It's not that big, and sometimes I can't even drink a whole one before I'm full. So that's good to know that actually get all the protein I need for the moment, and it actually get me full, so I can go on for 3 more hours before it's time to eat again. So it's 6 meals a day I have every day. So what are you up to, Janet? Do you have vacation yet or not? And what are you others doing for the moment? Are you gonna do something fun? Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna do much YouTube videos for the moment. I haven't done anything. I needed to order a little more clothes again. Yeah, you're thinking, yeah, but you just had a very big haul from last week from Shein, and before that you had a little haul with clothes from Temu. Yeah, but I realized when the temperature dropped here, it's not directly warm now. It's actually very cold for being this time of year. They said it's unbelievable because last month it was very hot instead, so it was more like high summer temperature. And I was thinking, because we have new rules about concerts in some places, so you can't bring a handbag with you, and that means like ladies and we that use lady type of clothes, we don't have that much pockets, and that's a big issue. I don't understand why we don't have pockets on our clothes, because we want clothes. Have you seen all the whole Swedish when people try on the new clothes and find out they have pockets? Then they should start doing them. A short weekend at least better than nothing, but you should need it longer if you're gonna have an insane week, Janet. So yeah, and like I said, I needed to order something more because it's getting colder, and the concert we're gonna go for in August says no handbags to that area, so I needed something more. I had shorts in that type of cargo pants style with big pockets and everything. I have shown them before too, and they were really comfy, but when it goes this cold they are not practical either, especially not when the place we're going to is in Gothenburg, so I'm gonna freeze to death else. So I was thinking I need to order something else, so I was looking on cargo pants actually this time. So I thought those I was looking at, they are a little, when you see some type of goths too, when you go back to a certain time, when I have those with all the straps and everything around it. So I thought they look good, so I ordered some. So we're gonna have to see how that goes and if that fits well. Yeah, we all need more time, I guess, because I don't understand why we don't have more off, because we are only living once this life at least, and everything around in the world has gone more and more stressful. You're gonna produce, but you're still not, you produce more today than you did for some years ago, but you still not get off time for it. And it's not strange that people actually hit the wall, whatever you call it, and go sick. And I think that's why people start to be very sick where we work too, because it's very heavy work I have and very stressful, at least where I'm working. And I was hoping that we should have a little more change when it comes to rules. We can get either shorter working days with the same pay, or at least a little longer vacation, because 5 weeks is not that much. And in my company you are forced to take during a certain type of period if you're going to have more than a certain amount of days during this time of year. So for me that was that I have to have an early, but I can't still book a trip before it's approved, and they approve so late. So if you want to buy a ticket for traveling, that could be too late, because then it's sold out, because you can't book before, because they can say you can't get your vacation during that time, and then you have paid for something you maybe can't use anymore, and especially if you can't afford to pay with all the extra to cover up if you need to rebook it. I cross fingers that you're not gonna be in the same situation again, because that is terrible, and I don't really understand why we need to do that in modern times. We should have a modern society that actually took care about people, so we stayed more healthier. And I think if you had shorter time, stay more healthier, it shouldn't be that big cost. They should be able to afford to have a big staff, and that means less people maybe without work, or if they have work they're gonna get more hours. So there are many people that struggle over here too, especially when they work in shops and that type of things. They don't get any full weeks, they just work for hours, and that's not gonna cover the bills, because everything is so expensive, especially here in Sweden. It's ridiculous expensive. So I feel sad. I'm happy that at least I have a work that is okay-ish paid, but nowadays I feel very poor, because the Swedish money is not in the same value like the American dollars, the British pounds, or the euro. So every time I'm gonna buy something, I go, oh gosh, what did I buy now? Especially when we do the weekly shopping, and I'm thinking, what the no, I should swear, that's me. I'm swearing a lot if I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. And I'm looking, and what did I buy now? It was very expensive and it was not much. We didn't even buy directly food in this time, just all the things around it. So yeah, so I think it's a little sad that we work so much and the money is not worth anything and the rent goes up and everything like that. So it's ridiculous. It's like a wheel that never want to finish, and you're never gonna see the deadline on this thing either, because you feel like you're just gonna go exhausted and still gonna pay and figure, is that what life is for? Working, pay bills and sleep. Working, pay bills and sleep, and not have any fun in between. We have, but I shouldn't say they work that well. They are there because they need to be there, but in the most case they actually don't work so good anyway. Because companies is only thinking about gaining money, and people are replaceable. And now they can have people from other companies that is higher staff. So when they need extra people, that can take them in temporary. So even if they're more expensive to have for the moment, they're still cheaper because they don't have to suck them and have that mob for whatever they need to do. Yeah, it's the same here, and there's a lot of people are losing jobs too. Thanks very much, Sleepy GP, or however you say your nick. Yeah, but it's sad times. It's sad times. I remember how different it was when I was younger, when I finished my education when I was 20 years old in the end of the 80s, just before the 90s. And you could actually change job the same day. It was so easy to get a job. But nowadays they want more education, they want you to be experienced and blah blah blah. But at the same time you're not supposed to be too experienced and too educated. So it's hard to find that thing. And I would like to get another job too before getting old, but it's hard because I start to get up in the age when it's actually very hard to get a job. So I have to see. Yeah, and I was actually had this type of HR meeting recently because I'm being sick in my surgery and everything. So at my company, you're only allowed to be sick maximum 5 times per year. And I think that's ridiculous because if you have COVID, you have flu, you have all other stuff going on, and then you can have migraine and whatever. Of course, you're gonna be off more. And they knew that I did a surgery. They knew that Trevor had a cancer surgery, and a lot of things are going on while I was bad, and I still was struggling with my sleep apnea and everything around that type of things, and I had other issues that were much worse. So of course I had much more off days, sick days, and now they actually started to threaten me if they don't see this year coming now that I'm getting much better, then I might have to search for a new job. Being in my age, soon 56, it's not easy, even if I don't have kids. So it's not easy, especially when so many lose jobs now because of the situation everywhere with the inflation and that type of things. There's so many industries and companies that have gone down, that have disappeared because they can't live anymore on their work because no one can afford it. And if no one is using their services or their products, of course they can't be there. And then many people, so even the building section, they do the houses and everything like that, it's so many that loses jobs there too because people can't afford it. It's been too expensive to build new houses, flats and whatever you need. So it's not many companies that's still running, and there's many shops that goes down. They're blaming the shopping on internet, but I don't think that's the only reason, because if they have taken down the prices a bit, taken down the rents for the shop owners and not just looking for gaining a lot of money off everyone, people should be able to afford to buy things too. Thank you very much. That was sweet said. Yeah, I'm born 68, so, and I don't know how you should look like, but I hope that at least can come to the age when I can be like Purple Jane Wilkes, that lives in UK in Brighton, that actually are an Eldergoth that have this really cool look and attitude of life too. So that's a channel I can recommend people to watch too, and she is really alternative and goth all the way out even now as a pensioner, and I think that's that is great. I hope I can be exactly the same when it's time, but with how everything looks like, so I'm gonna be happy if I can afford to live when I come up to that age, and it's not that far away really, but you never know, they're high in the age for that type of things all the time, so I don't know how old I'm gonna be before I can say goodbye to working and don't think about that. But at the same time, am I gonna afford to live after that? Because I don't have the money I have now, and when the rents and everything goes up that much, it's not gonna be there, and it's not easy to find places where it's cheap to live, and not easy to find places that are safe to live if you have cheaper rent either. Yeah, thank you very much. But if it should be for my body says you are at least 400 years or something, because that's what I feel. And maybe even older in the mornings when I wake up and I hear all the cracking sound from my from my body, because I'm so stiff and everything, especially after being working and whole week and that type of things, and I can hear different parts of my body cracking in. So it's really ridiculous. I'm laughing when I see those type of shorts and everything where people show the difference between the younger days and the older days now when you come up to a certain age, that you can't do the same things, or the same thing that was not dangerous to do when you were younger. Yeah, it could be a danger, but you still survived without maybe some bruises or something. But now if you do the same, it might kill you instead. So I think that's a little funny. And I have seen it comes a lot of different shorts and that type of things, and even TikTok videos about Generation X that I belong to. So, and the question how we did things and everything like that. But like I said, we didn't have the same situation. We didn't have internet. We didn't have mobile phones and other type of things. And we were outside. We did things with people, and all things were not maybe that secure. And today I can think that we sometimes are protecting people a little too much, and that's why I think some of the new generation can be a bit stupid sometimes, because they have never learned when you cross the line and when they could be dangerous, because it's always someone that's seen that they can't do those things or protect them from doing stupid things and that type of things. And when they are on their own feet, suddenly they can't even think that something can not be that good for them. But we will have to experience it in another way. And parents just said, you will survive. So stop crying, you will survive. So that's a big difference. Plus that we actually have to engage with people. Nowadays, people don't know so much about meeting eye by eye, because that's what used to using the phones and everything. Yeah, like this, it could be a great thing when you maybe don't have friends along, and maybe a little introvert and that type of things too. So it's a little more like a secure zone. You can do your thing, but you can also just a bottom away, go away. But if you're out in the real world together with a lot of people, maybe strangers, it's not that easy to maybe just disappear. It's not like it's a beam me out and you disappear for a second. So yeah, so I think it's both good things or bad things with the new times, but I think mainly that we have protected people. It is too much ridiculous laws about everything. I think that sometimes actually people should use the brain a little more. You shouldn't have to put the labels what you can't do. That should be very obvious. It's like those people that want to take fancy pictures very close to waterfalls on the cliff edges and everything like that, and can't understand that you can actually slip down. It was recently people killed in Norway because they wanted to do selfies on one of the most popular places, but they didn't think, and the rock goes slippery, especially after rain, and 2 persons fell down, and unfortunately they were found dead. But it should be very thing that use that one and think it has been raining. I'm on a cliff. It's very high up. Do I really need to go to the edge to take a selfie? Even if you come a little closer, even if you're not just by the cliff edge at all, the slippery can make you fall over anyway. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think we should protect them too much either, because they have stopped using. They don't have any imagination nowadays when they try to say things. So if you don't point every single bit for them, they don't even understand what you're getting. So I think somehow if you can mix both the old and the new ways to live, you should have it better, because now people haven't learned about the risks. And that's why youngsters today think they're getting away with some things too. And when we look at Sweden, when the criminal people now take small kids, they're not even teenagers anymore, and let them murder others for nothing almost, just because they're not going to be punished in the same way like a grown-up, and they haven't learned yet the risk about things, or they even transport drugs and that type of things for them. So, oh, you're gonna get a little candy here. Can you run over this parcel to this person, or leave it in that place, or pick it up from that place and give it to me? That kind of things. So people are not thinking anymore, and I think it's a little sad too, because I can't even go out safe in my area soon, because we live in that close to an area that have big issues. So they were shooting for a year ago or something, and actually that person that tried to kill another person actually throw the gun in the recycle things that is just outside my house. So we had the police and everything was shut down, so we couldn't even get out the cars from the garage for a while. Good morning, the Brits. I hope everything is good there, but here is not sunshine. It's more grey or rainy. At least not that rainy as they said it should be. And if I compare with pictures from Spain, or I don't remember where in Europe it was, that is flooded because of the rains too. So I can't really complain. But I should be a little surprised if I should be flooded where I live, because I live on a hill. So that should be very high, because then I should guess that the town itself should be drowned if you're going that far away, and then you're gonna need an ark or something to get away from it, or a boat. So I can't really complain, and I don't have to work for 9 days, soon 8, because it started going to the afternoon now, my first vacation day. So we have to see. So I think it's fantastic. At least I can be off. But we're still gonna plan for the real vacation time. They're gonna be later this year, because we're gonna go over to UK. Trevor haven't been home for over 6 years, so he wants to go back to UK. So, but it's just that thing that all the tickets are so expensive, and if you want to be protected, you saw under COVID what happened to people with their tickets and everything, and the struggle that we have with the companies. Some people still haven't got the money back, even if they had all those payments for getting protected for that type of situations. They're still fighting for getting back money, and some have paid a lot of money, especially when they go into Thailand or something. So I want to be sure that we're not going to lose out with money if something happens, or it's not just if it happens us. It could be that something else comes in between, or they don't going to have this flight that time, so they can't do anything they want with other things. They said you can't get the money back or whatever. We are going back to the northwest. We're flying to Manchester, and then we're going out to the coast, just above Blackpool. Fleetwood is the name of the place Trevor is from. So So it's not that far away from Lancashire, that thing where Sophie lived before. So it's just above Blackpool. But we have to see. We're gonna visit some friends too, and have to see if we're going up to Whitby again. It's not 100% done, but we're gonna go at least a little more south when we reach that place, and go down to Wales and meet some friends there too. So it's gonna be fantastic. So, but we have to plan and hope that everyone is off so we can meet up and that type of thing. So that should be really nice because Trevor haven't been home. First, we had his mom over, and then COVID hit, then cancer hit, and then was not that good for our financial things too. So we thought now we need to hope that we can get, but at the same time the inflation had made it crazy. So I don't even know how much spending money I'm gonna have to. So I know that I can eat and everything like that, and maybe buy something too, and afford to do things too. So I guess it's been maybe expensive to be in UK too, especially when my money is not worth that much. It's gonna cost me a lot to get the British pounds. So, but I don't remember where you were from, Lucky Blake. I know that Star Raven is from Brighton as Jane Wilkes too. So because I have seen him in the same video when there was some type of gothic things going on. Thanks very much, Janet, and I think it's most important for Trevor actually, because he started to be a bit frustrated not being home for that long, and like I said, he might be a Swedish citizen by now, but he always gonna be an Englishman, so you can't take the Englishman out from the Englishman. so he need to go back, he need to feel his roots again and that type of things. So, and I do enjoy being in UK too. I was hoping that one day I could go when they have Whitby Gothic Weekend too. It is twice a year, but we're gonna go up too early for it this year too. So it's in the end of October next time. So that is a little too late. So we're gonna miss that train again. And I think you need to be booked in on hotels and that type of things too very early, maybe 1 year before even, to get a chance to live there too, if you can't just travel forwards and backwards. But I do hope that we can get everything sorted, so that should be very nice. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meet friends, and friends that I know is goths too. So, and is actually Eldergoths too. So I know that they are living the same type of way. They like the same type of music, and they're not having some type of attitude because you are a certain type of person. You can't be like that when you have reached a certain age. I think that's ridiculous. And in Sweden, the problem is that it's very much about your age. You're not supposed to be in a certain way after a certain age, and that was just a phase, whatever. But my phase have never stopped; it's still there, and yeah, I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna die as a goth too, I guess, and I still discover new bands and everything like that, and I think it's amazing. And in some of the new bands too are very polite back and actually answer you or write into you or comment in your posts and that type of things, and I think that is great too, because it makes you feel like they actually see you too, and it's not just, oh, we're doing this for money and blah blah blah, famous, that type of thing. So I think that is really great, because that keep us together in a certain way, and I think it's amazing that goths from all over the world can actually keep contact with each other too in all type of ways too, and it is the music that keep us together. So I guess that's a good thing, and I like that goth have always been open to different type of people, that you are actually allowed to be yourself, and not have put these things that you can't have that type of special look, or you have people that say that on that, but it's not the same thing I mean right now. I mean more that goths are more accepting different type of styles. They're accepting your sexuality, if you have mental issues and lots of other things too that maybe ordinary people have their assumptions about and judge you on. So I think it's great that we have like a community that is more open to those things, that we don't hide it and say that you can't have those issues and you can't have those thoughts or whatever, because many of those things are very accepted and we are more open about it. And I think that's why people sometimes maybe disconnect us and think we are emos or something, but we are not. That's just that we are more open to that people can have mental issues, people can have thoughts about the death and that type of things, and we're not scared to talk about the death either, and a lot of that type of things that is a little more darker than the usual person want to talk about. 2 hours, that's a far away from Blackpool. If you want a new band, so you have Dark Wave Midnights, that is from Berlin. It's a relative new one. They have like a radio channel. They do a lot of live streams now. You have Gothnetic, and I know that Star even like Gothnetic too, and the Gothnetic is working on different type of things. And I actually know that Massive Ego is coming back. They're gonna release a new video very, very soon. I think it was on the post on Instagram that they're actually gonna have something coming up inside a week now. And I'm looking forward, because I was so sad when they said that the band stopped being a band. So I'm really happy that Mark is coming back for the band. And yeah, you have Susie Sabotage, you have Colux, and of course you have all the others, all the type of things, depending on what you like. And I am a big Sisters of Mercy fan. I like The Mission, I like Fields of Nephilim, I like The Cure, I like London After Midnight, I like Strawberry Switchblade, and a lot of others. Now it's completely still in my head, but it's a lot of different bands, and I have actually some videos when I recommend different bands too, and I think I'm gonna do one after my vacation too, because it's coming a lot of new bands. But I have also a Spotify list, so if you go to one of my videos you might find a link to it, and then you can listen to a lot of things. And I'll try to add new music on that list, so it's going longer and longer. I think it's over 6 hours long now, so you should probably find something you like there. Yeah, I think the subculture is fantastic, and I think it's great that it's actually survived, even if it's not alive in the same type of way when I was younger. I think it stopped being visible here where I live around 2010 or something, and I think that's a bit sad. I know there are still some alternative people, but the thing is that if you see someone that maybe look alternative, they are not into goth. They're just looking alternative, so they're not interested. And like I said, the problem with Sweden is they are focused on age, and some of people are also focused on how you look like. And because I've been obese for that long time before, so people were shutting me out that you are not worth to be with because you're obese. Not now people can't maybe say that I'm that obese because I have a normal BMI and everything like that, but you never know. It's always something they can blame, and age is one too, because I'm so much older than most people that are cool, and like they said, my mom and dad don't look like you. Of course they don't look like me. They are not. I'm not your mama either, so. Yeah, well, I think it's great that it's alive, and I think it's some places it's maybe got a little more coming more up, more visual thing too, because there's so much going on, especially in the US. I have seen so much going on depending on where you live too. So you have different areas in US where you can actually find all the golf clubs and everything, and you have really good people that actually are very strong when it comes to let this go. And I wish that we had that type of things over here, but here they even struggles when it comes to other type of clubs. If you're not into the mainstream type of thing and the popular type of music, so then it's dead. It's even for the metal people now in Gothenburg, that is the second biggest city in Sweden. They even have now shut down, I think, every one of the most of the bigger clubs we had, because people can't afford it, and if people can't afford it, they don't get in money enough, and then they can't keep the clubs. And Goth is one of the one that had a very struggle already back then, because we had to be together with industrial people. We had to be sometimes even together with the metal heads during other club nights, especially in my town that is smaller, so much smaller. So we had to combine different scenes to actually have a successful night and feel that the place that have the club on actually said it was okay to have the club here, because else they're saying, oh, we're gonna lose out so much money because it's the other people, there is lots more people, and not all goths are drinking that much either, like some people that are into the more mainstream type of things, yeah, especially here in Sweden. So they know that they're not gonna sell things in the same type of way, and just to take a little money for getting inside, or maybe having your coat in the wardrobe or something, it's not gonna make them money. So that's why everything goes down. But I know that soon coming in next alternative festival here in Sweden, and it's Subkultfestivalen. And the really nice thing, I was reading about it, I'm not gonna go this year either, but I was reading that actually now have done so big success, so they have more paid tickets now for the festival than they ever had before. And I think that's great, because we need an alternative scene, and we definitely need an alternative festival here in Sweden too. So I think it's great that actually succeeded that good. And it's people coming from other countries too. And I know there have been people from all over the world, and even from UK have been very famous people been over. So if you have followed some of the pictures from there, you're gonna recognize them too, because they are big. Toxic Tears was last year on Supercool Festival, and for example, and if you're a goth, you know Toxic Tears. I'm just gonna take a chill, because Trevor gonna do a lot of things, so I'm just gonna be that, and we're gonna go up early tomorrow because we're gonna buy some things for shelves for books. So we're gonna get a little more sorted in the kitchen area for that type of thing. So I'm not gonna do too much today. I might watch something later. So I'll watch a lot of some type of TV series about different type of crimes or for murders, but they are from US, and it's actually really fascinated full of them sometimes too, because this is real crimes, and you can follow when the person's a bit involved in it tells about it. So sometimes the story is very sad too, because it's someone that died just because they wanted to get away, but of other reasons. It's still important to let people know how easy it can be, and to be a victim is not your fault always. It's just that you maybe be unlucky to be that type of person that they actually was going for, and then you were an easy victim for them. So I'm not sure how much more longer I'm gonna do now, because at least I don't want to spend too much time on YouTube, and I'm not gonna do so much shorts. If it's coming anything, it's gonna be more spontaneous, and if I do videos, it's gonna be about if we go away on a longer trip, I can do that type of videos too. I'm not sure when they're coming up, and of course it's gonna be maybe some Temu, because it's coming those cargo pants and little other stuff that I ordered. But then I don't have so much planned. Yeah, I'm gonna do a music video too with recommendations, because I have discovered a lot of new bands lately, but my head is so bad for the memory, so I need to go to my Spotify, because that's where I have everything sorted, so I can check them out. But the sad thing is that it's so many band too that don't have that much information. When you try to Google them and get a little more information, so you can tell a little more about the bands, they don't have anything. And sometimes if you're unlucky, they don't even have a YouTube video, so then I can't take it, because I want to introduce people for a band, but then I also want to show some example, at least a bit from a video, and give 3 suggestions of 3 different songs. so people know about that band and see, is there something that talks to me? Is there something I could be interested in? And if they said yes, yeah, go ahead, go and check them out. So yeah, a music video it will be, but I need to find 10 bands that have enough of information too, because I want to keep it as much as possible in the goth subculture, but I can sometimes cross the line to alternative type of things too. But I have done some videos too that is not just only goth or it's not goth at all. So I think if you go to some of my music type of things, so you're gonna see them too, because I have already done some videos about it, and I know that I have at least 2 different concerts there. I have the Sisters of Mercy, no, 3 actually. I have Sisters of Mercy, I have The Cure, and then I have a metal band that is called Slipknot together with Behemoth. And then of course 1 year I was to Subcult Festival, and that is actually in 2 different episodes too, so you can go and check them out too, that because you can see different bands there like Priest. Now it's stuck. What is that band called? Oh, I hate when I drop my mind. I know what I'm thinking about. It's the band from Turkey. She passed away. They were brilliant to see. I really liked them, and there was a lot of other bands that was really good, and even a Swedish goth rock band, Canis Lupus, was playing, and of course punk bands and that type of things too, because Subcool Festival include different type of alternative music, but it's not really like the metal one. It's more like goth, electronic music, industrial music, punk music, and that type of things, because we have already Sweden Rock Festival that is the big metal and rock festival. So I think they want to keep it more in the other type of way. They don't have that much things going on. So that is the festival that is soon coming here, but I'm not going there. Hello Gothnetic. Thank you for watching. I do love your music, and I do love your new experimental type of things too. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what you're up to. So I'm looking forward. I think it's fantastic to actually be able to see new bands, and that not just be stuck in the 80s or something like that, because it's very easy to be stuck in something and not thinking why, because we have so much good music and we have so much good bands. You don't have to sound all alike, and I do like when they do their own things about things. You're welcome, because I do enjoy your things, and I think you do very interesting covers too. And it's not like just you. I recommended you before. For people that don't know who I'm talking to now, is Gothnetic from Canada, and like Gothnetic and Midnight the Dark Wave, 2 excellent bands. Gothnetic is a solo one, so it's just one person, whilst Midnight Dark Wave is at least 3 persons, I think, that sometimes collab with other artists too. But I think it's great when new bands coming together, and I do like Colux, for example, too, and I know that Colux are very good on putting tweets on X, that was Twitter before, and I'm really fascinated to read all the comments from that too. So yeah, I think you should look up Gothnetic. It's really great music there, so it's actually an artist I think you should support, especially if you like the old type of goth music. So the voice is there. There's that type of voice I do love. So I find sometimes a way that is some type of that goes a little to the old-fashioned goth rock type of things. If they have a certain type of voice and the music is great, then I'm gonna love that person or that band, because then it's fulfill everything I love with the music. And when the music really catch my heart and soul, and I feel like this can actually save a very bad day too, then you know you found the right ones, because that's the feeling you should have with your favorite bands, and even new bands. And that's why I think people should be more open to actually discover new bands too. So if you can support them, if you can't afford to buy things, so at least promote them. That at least you can do, because then at least other people can discover them, and they maybe can afford to buy I wish that I had more money so I could go on festivals and concerts and buy a lot of stuff, but I don't even have CDs and that type of things anymore because I don't have a CD player anymore either, so I had to give away all that type of things, and I don't have room for it where I live either, so that's a sad thing. I love music, but everything is now on the electronic memory type of things, like computers and phones and streaming services and that type of thing. So I like YouTube, even if YouTube have been a bit arsy, because I think it's very hard to talk about music. It's very hard to promote artists and bands because it's always coming a claim on copyright, and I think it's ridiculous. If you do a video, you want to talk about the band, you want to talk about an artist, and you want to discuss it, you should be able to have the music in the background at least. But you can't. It's very rare you find a band that have put down that you can get a type of copyright strike on your video, but the artist have approved it to be used on YouTube. So that is very rare. Massive Ego is one of the bands that you actually can use music in the background because they have given permissions, but it's still gonna be like a copyright type of thing. So when you upload a video that this music belongs to this artist or band, but it's very hard actually to do those videos, and I think that sucks a bit because it's hard to find music, and I can't save every type of music and know and wait and do all the work with maybe put the music in the background and then say you can't use it, you have to change the background sound, and then it sounds really good, ridiculous, because I know when I'm watching other people's videos when they do things, so for example Madame Absinthe from Canada too, and when she do her videos, and she is very creative, she do very fabulous creations when she sews stuff for artists and other type of things too, and she go into show when they use things, and she had to change the music, and it feels a little, why? Because you drop the purpose with everything that was to fit for this type of things. You have the look and everything like that, but the music is so wrong. So yeah, I wish that they stopped doing that type of thing. So it should be a little easy. I can understand that you can't just put a video up with only the music, but you should at least be able to have a video when you discuss a different type of music and could actually let people hear it a little more in the background so they know what you're talking about. And you know that YouTube not gonna take down your video just because you have that in the background, because I think compared when I started with YouTube, I don't even know which year I started, when I was not loading up videos myself, but that was a way for me to discover music. But I know the most bigger YouTuber back then that was into the goth subculture, they could easily put down music in the background and you can like, oh, what's this? I haven't heard this one. And if they have like live things or something, or you can comment, what was the music you played in that moment? And you can get, oh, I'm gonna check that band up or that artist up, that sounds great. But if you can't even discover things without getting a claim when you try to let other people know about it, so it's hard to do things. And just to have like interview where the artists just have to speak and answer questions and that type of things, you still want to know what the artist is doing, and you can't get it if they're gonna do a copyright claim all the time either. So I think it's a little sad that we live in that strict area, because I think there should be more people discovering things if we actually could use it a little more in the background at least, and we can put it down. Of course you can put down, I have this in the background, I'm playing this band, playing this artist, and if you're interested, you can go and search them up. If you like it, great, because then we have the same taste. So I think I'm gonna start doing other things now, but I don't know when I'm gonna do the next live. And thank you everyone that have watched, and thank you for questions or that you even have talked with me here. It's great to have that connection, and I hope everyone had a safe weekend. but stay strange and stay weird and be yourself. That is the most important, and be nice to each other. And else, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna continue my vacation. Love you. Bye.